All right, everybody, today we have a PSA AR-15. And what we're going to do today is we're going to change out the hammer spring and the trigger spring. And the current spring weight is around 6 pounds. We're going to do a quick test here in a sec. But with these upgraded triggers, this should reduce it to about 4.5 pounds. We'll see what happens. But we'll go ahead and get started. All right, everybody, so the next step, what we're going to do is we are going to do a trigger pull test. Obviously, first thing you want to do, open up the slide, make sure there's no bullets in there. We're all set to go. I'm actually going to leave this gun on the table and check the weight because I tried to do it with my hands in the air and it didn't work out. I got a wrong reading. So what we're going to do now, all right, so that one says 4.5 pounds, which I don't think is right. Let's go ahead and get another one here. All right. One more right here. All right, 5 pounds 13. That sounds about right. All right, we'll do one more. £5 pounds 6 ounces. And we'll do one more. It says 4 pounds 11. So we have an average of about 5 pounds 5 ounces. I measured it last week as 6 pounds. We'll see what happens. All right, now let's open this up and we'll go to the next phase. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to remove the upper from lower. And that's going to consist of pushing these two pins out right here. So a couple ways you can do it. I have a punch right here. I'm just going to push this out. And that went out just fine. Then we're going to push on the other one right here too. I like to initially do it by hand. That way I know it'll get out there pretty easily. All right, let's go ahead and in here. Apply some pressure. All right. Now we're ready to remove that part right here. So go ahead and take the upper, kind of stow that away for now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the hammer and the other trigger spring. Alrighty, now that we have our lower here, we're going to punch out this little pin right here. This holds the hammer spring. Let's see if we can get up close there. There's a pin right here that holds the hammer spring in place. So first what you want to do, put your thumb over here, and we're just going to kind of press in here, see if we can get it. There we go. So that'll pop right out. We'll make sure we keep our pin in a place that we're going to remember where it is. So this is the hammer assembly right here. Let's see if I can put it up closer to the lens here. And we're going to just make note of the orientation of what you're looking at right here. And so now what we're going to do is I got this MCARBO spring kit right here. Hopefully I'll click on it. So we got the hammer, and then we have a reduced trigger spring as well. So what we're going to do first is the hammer. The hammer is probably one of the easiest ones to start out with. Get this opened up here. All right. And essentially all you want to do is just remember your orientation here. And it's just kind of a turnkey operation. So I'm going to take this and just kind of pop it off. And then we just kind of replace it like this. It's pretty easy. So you remember just to kind of keep this top part aligned right here. So I'll go ahead and pop this on. All right, perfect. So that is all set, ready to go. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we also have a reduced power trigger spring. Now to access the trigger, it's going to be very similar. There's going to be a pin right here on the rifle that we're going to get out. Now the punch I'm using, just for reference, is this is an 1/8 punch. And so what we'll do, go in, you can just, very easy to press out like that. And so remember, just keep your thumb on the spring right here so you don't want things popping out. So we're going to remove the trigger assembly. And what you'll have to do, it'll make more sense when I take it out. So you can see this part right here. What you'll have to do is, when you remove it, you're going to have to kind of, let's see, slide it out. It'll make more sense when I reinstall it. But we just kind of have a weird angle here. All right. And so you can see right here, just a very simple spring. All we're going to do is remove that one and change this one. This is one of the simplest jobs I've had to do. And you just kind of take it off like this. And just reinstall it. All right, everyone. Now that we have our trigger back here, what I want to do is put the little, what's called the receiver part here. And now what we want to do, take this assembly and then drop it here into the frame. So I'm going to just kind of drop it in. And then all we're going to do, I'm going to do this off camera just so I can see better for myself. But essentially, we're just going to line these holes up and then put our pin in. And this is just going to be completely by feel, so it might take a few attempts. So we have the pin partially in the way. Now we just kind of want to push it in there. All right, that's great. I'll just try to test it a few times. Okay, that feels pretty good to me. All right, now it's time to drop the hammer assembly in. All right, so after we have that, now we're going to install the hammer assembly as shown. So what we want to do, remember, it's going to go this way. Flat face is a strike face. So we're going to kind of go in like this, at an angle, and we're going to push this down. And it's the same as before. It's going to be under tension. So I'm going to do this off camera, just so I can get like a better view of this myself. So essentially, all you're doing is pressing it under tension. All right, perfect. So that kind of takes a little bit of kind of wiggling around there for a little bit. So, all right, this feels good. So now what we're going to do is install the upper, and then we'll do a trigger test pull. All right, so on the PSA, this is the PA-15. Very simple. We just line these pieces up, and then essentially just kind of press down on the pins here. This will get everything square. All right. Okay, this is all set. I'm gonna check the functionality here. We're gonna pull the hammer, pull the charge handle back. Oh, that already feels so much smoother. We also want to check the safety, just to see if we're all set there. Safety works. Now all we gotta do is test the pull. I'm gonna grab my gauge here. And we're going to do our first one. Make sure the charge handle's all set. Okay, let's see what we got. We got 4 pounds, 1 ounce. Go ahead and enter that in. Just one more time. 4 pounds, 4 pounds even. And then we'll do one more here. That was 3 pounds 14. So all in all, the average here is going to be about 3 pounds 15, about 4 pounds, I'm just going to say. So when I initially measured this trigger last week, it was 6 pounds. It was a little over 5 pounds and some change today. So with this kit, this is just straight out the box. It's going to reduce your trigger pull by at least close to 2 pounds. Between 1 and 2 pounds, just depending on how often it's used and all that kind of good stuff. But so this is the MCARBO trigger kit for the AR-15 on a PSA PA-15 AR-15. If you have any questions, comment below, like and subscribe. Thanks.